Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about the VIP in my life. And obviously, Jesus Christ is the first thing that comes to any Christian's mind when they think about a VIP in their life. But to make this speech, more personal to myself, I've chosen a VIP that is closer to me than anybody else I can think, and that would be my husband, Patrick Holden. He is definitely a VIP in my life because God has just placed him into my life and just arranged our marriage in a way that I desperately needed. I tend to struggle with self-doubt and anxiety a lot, and it's a constant presence in my life. So my husband, I can always count on to be there for me to pick my head up when I fall. And I mean, falling down is a part of every spiritual walk, and we all just need somebody that is there for us to be a constant reminder of what is important, and that would be my husband. He is always one that points me back to Christ and reminds me that just of all the blessings that our family has and all the blessings that God has poured out on our family as well as myself. And he just reminds me of those things whenever I can't think of them for myself. He's also very good at reminding me to live for God and to not live for myself or for the world. He does this by just reminding me that it's so important to attend church every Sunday to be fed spiritually. I sometimes feel it's easier just to stay home that day. We have 5 kids, so sometimes that just will weigh in on me, and I'll just think it's easier to stay home that day. And he's reminds me that it's very important that we're there, and we always get a sermon that is just directed, it just really affects me, and I'm just so glad that I went actually. So it's great to have him to, push me forward when I feel like just staying still. He's also very intentional when it comes to tithing every Sunday. Sometimes in this economy, we tend to forget that all of our money, belongs to Jesus. It's not ours. He lets us borrow this, and reminding me to do that, all, making it a point to tithe every Sunday reminds me not to live for myself, but to live for God and to give back to Him and His kingdom. Patrick also encourages me to be the best that I can be. He reminds me of all the things that I'm good at, and all those things that I'm good at are just gifts that God has bestowed upon me, and He just reminds me of all of those things. And He reminds me of who I belong to, that I'm a child of God. He reminds me of the people that I've impacted through the use of the gifts that God has given me. And this is very helpful because sometimes I just cannot remember, what those things are, because we're our own worst enemy, aren't we? Another reason I chose him to be my VIP is that he just supports all of the goals that I set for myself. He's always there to back me up. I'm not a good cheerleader for myself. I guess some people maybe are, but I'm just not. And a couple of the ways he has done that recently is I recently started a small group at my church, and a women's group. So he was very supportive whenever I felt led to do that, and he, just anytime that I felt like I couldn't do it or that I wasn't, worthy to be a leader in that way, he would remind me that I could do that. And even though that we wouldn't be able to join a group together, he was still supportive of me starting my own. And a huge way that he was supportive of me and my goals was when I felt the call to return to school. He was on board 100%, and he was willing to pick up all of the slack that I would leave behind with the kids in the house. All those extra responsibilities he just took on and just supported me in that. And even when I have night classes, sometimes he is okay with missing out on time with me and the quality time that we lose that way. He's still supportive, and anytime I feel like I can't do it anymore, he just reminds me that I need to see it to fruition and just complete what God has called me to do. And that is a great help to me, because sometimes I just feel like quitting, and he just helps me be encouraged to not quit. Definitely, and saying all that, definitely without my husband, life would be a lot harder for me. um, because he's such a great encouragement to me when I'm discouraged. And he just leads us he leads our family because he lets Jesus lead him. And I'm just so thankful for the way he's changed me and molded my life, the way that God has used him to do those things. And I'm just grateful to have him and be married to him. I'm just a very blessed wife here. Thank you.